Thank you so much for purchasing the Dreams design. In this video, I want to give you a very quick overview of the upgraded version. So version 3, we're always evolving and improving it, and we've made some significant changes from the other videos. The other videos are still useful because they're going to give you some in-depth details how to fill out different sections, but we want to give you this quick start guide to the latest version. So on the main screen, on the dashboard overview, you've got your life categories and life areas, and these are completely editable, so you can come in here and change these to whatever you want. So if you don't want money and finance, perhaps it's something different. You want to make health as your #1 priority, but you'll see that we've given you these 10 as a starting reference. So once you do that, you also want to then go in and score each of these categories where you currently are, and you'll see that it will update at the side of the screen, to the right hand side, so that you get a visual representation of where you actually are. And you can go in and fill out all of that and see where the areas are that you want to improve. And then once you've done that, what you actually want to do is you want to click Submit to Progress Chart, because what that does is that automatically adds the figures to this progress chart, and you can see where you are kind of in a vertical bar, and the colors represent the categories. Now because we haven't filled in the extra ones here, they're slightly different colors, and you'll see in a second when we go and add another one. So you might do that 1 week, and then the next week come in and say, actually, or the next month, that one's changed to that one's gone down to that, this one is now here, this one is now here. So you start to see where the gaps are and what you want to work on. When you click it again, you'll see it just automatically adds the next column, shows you how much you've improved or gone down, and here you can see the individual categories. Where it's white, it stayed the same, where it's red, it's gone down, and where it's green, it's gone up. And it will automatically import the current date that you click that button. So that would actually be the week before date if you'd done it then. And here you're starting to see the trends over time of how you're improving. So that's how you use that section. And then here's where we've made a massive shift. So one of the first things we've done is we wanted people to think more about how they're using their time. So something we've added down here is to do with people thinking about the value of their time. So you can come in here and enter how much you currently earn in a year and how much you would like to earn. Then also how many hours you work a week versus how many you would like to work, and how many hours you sleep a day versus how many you would like to. And then it will automatically calculate for you how you need to be using your time, the value per time, in order to create these numbers. So you currently, if you're working that many hours and earning that much per year, then the value of your work per hour is $24. The value of the time you're awake is $7. Then on the flip side of that, in order to get to where you really want to be, the value of your working time per hour needs to be $96, and just every waking hour is $16. And the reason we did this waking one as well is because you can start to realize that, well, if my working time is 24 currently, and I can pay somebody $10 to do cleaning, which takes me an hour, then I may as well work that extra hour than having to do cleaning if I don't like and enjoy doing the cleaning. So we've added that to help people. Now you'll see we've still got this goals section here, and this section here which dives into goals more. So let's talk about how we start filling this out in more detail. So if you click the categories column, this is where you're going to create your one-page plan for each area. Now we used to do this separately, but people wanted to be able to do it all in one go, and it was easier for them. So you're going to start with your desire section. Now I still recommend you watch the other videos that walk you through each of these stages, but you'll do it on the category tab rather than separate tabs. So in the desire section, you want to put down everything you want, but you put it in a present tense and from the point of view of yourself. So I am living in complete abundance. I am earning X amount per year. Whatever it is for you, you're going to frame it almost in affirmations and I am. So when you come to read this in the morning and review it, it's really clear what you want, and it's stated in the positive present tense rather than I don't want to be overweight. That's not as empowering. And then another thing that's changed from the other sections is we want you to focus on some specific numbers so you can see the changes that are happening. So here you can come in and enter specific metrics that are the 3 most important for money and finance. So here you might enter debt. Here it might be net worth. And here it could be cash in bank, for example, or earnings, or whatever you want. And then you say your desire. Well, your desire in terms of debt might be, well, I don't want any debt, so it's going to be a 0. In terms of net worth, well, I want a net worth of 100,000. And cash in the bank, I want to make sure I've at least got 20,000 there. Or you may want to say, well, I want at least 3 months to cover my expenses, whatever it is for you. So then you go into the reality section and say where you are. So it may be you have £20,000 debt, your net worth is currently 30,000, and you have cash in the bank of 5,000. So it gives you an instant snapshot of where you are in relation to what the big, most important goals are. So it keeps you focused on what you're moving towards. And then the reality, you can add some more detail. So it might be that you currently feel unsure about your money, or you might want to put more details around the specific debt, how it's created. It doesn't have to relate to just those 3. It can go further beyond it. Or in the health and fitness section, you might say your actual current weight, how many calories you're eating, how good you are at creating healthy foods. This is the type of things that is in the other videos. Let's go through in more detail, but I just want to give you the quick start here. Then in the empower section, you're actually going to put why you want it. So you're going to state it. What is so important about having these things that are in the desire section? Because when you know why, it makes it so much more powerful. So if you want to have, £1 million in the bank, why? So if it's for security, look after your family and all these other things, or to live a life of abundance, put that in the empower section, because that's going to be really important to keep coming back to and remind yourself of. So that means that you can do all of these sections. And what I recommend you actually do is that you do all the desire sections first for each category, because then your mind is just focused on the future orientation and like your life as a whole, and then go on to the reality and look where it is now, and then go on to the empower, because your mind has to use different functions to do that. And if you're always switching between them, like desire, reality, and power in the money finance, then on to career mission, it's a bit harder. But with this new simpler system and this screen, it allows you to jump about throughout all these categories, and you'll fill that out. And then the next section is the ambition section. Now, you can just go in and type the ambitions here. So these are like the milestones that are going to get you to that ultimate desire. So if you're currently on 20,000 debt, you might put a milestone here of being at 10,000 debt and a date to do that. Now, you can type right in here. So, debt 10,000. And it'll show up there. And you might put a milestone in here. But you can also... You can see it says a little warning that it's overwrite it. Instead of putting it directly there, if you want to be able to just get everything out of your head that you want to achieve, you come in here and you write the goals in here. So debt, 10,000. I want to have, weigh 160 pounds, whatever it is. And then you can later, and you just get them all out of your head, list them down. And then you can start to actually categorize them and say, well, that's a money and finance one. That's a health one. And then you can say, yeah, I think that's actually my most important money and finance one. So I'm going to put a 1 there. But my weight being 160, actually what's more important to me is that I care more that my blood pressure comes down, because I've had all this stress, to 120/80. And that is a health and fitness goal of mine. And that is actually more important. So I'm going to put a 1 there and a 2 there. So that shows up there. You realize it's more important. So this sheet in ambitions, it makes it easier once you've listed them all out, just to switch them around much quicker. So if you say, no, now I've looked at it, the weight is important because that will help the blood pressure, and that will immediately flip them round, and it will show on here, it will just change them for you. And when you put the dates in here as well, it'll do the same. So let's say we want that to be the 30th 31st of December 2017, then it will show up in the categories section right there. So you can do that either instantly here, but if you do it there, you've then got to, if you do it on this part, you've then got to copy and move them by hand rather than just being able to instantly do it on the ambition section. Then the next section is the method section. So here you're going to just put down the habits. So this might be save 10% of income, or it might be in the health and fitness, like work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then you can use this section to track whether you actually do it or not. So you can put in the ticks whether you actually made it to the gym or not to see how you're really progressing. Then on the scoring section, this is where you get into more detail of the actions and planning. So in order to hit the hit the goal of the debt of 10,000, what are the things you have to do? So you might need to set up a savings account, you might need to set up a payment plan, all these different aspects, and you can add more in there by clicking insert. You can change all of it, and then you can actually type in the different things that you want to, the actions that you want to take. So if the debt is 10,000, you may say, well, I'm going to do that by launching a new part of the business to generate that money. So I actually want to launch new program, and then you can estimate your percentage complete here. So let's say it's 50%, and you can plan when to start it by changing the dates here, and you can change how long, whether you want to have it a week apart or whether you want to have it just a single day apart. And then you can say, right, well, this one's going to start week 1 because this is the first thing I'm going to do, and it's going to last for five weeks. And then you can actually say, actually, we didn't start it till the third aspect, and you can see on the screen these numbers here relate to the dates above it. But it actually only took us 4 weeks, so we nearly made it on target. So you just fill all those out, and as you add in the percentages as well, you'll see, because that was at 50 and that one's now gone up to 17, this updates on the dashboard. So you can see this little slice of red has filled out in this section here. Now I won't go through this in too much detail, as this is meant to be the quick start and we've already gone a little long. The other videos can show you this in more detail and how you can flick through to view the different categories here. But that's the scoring section of adding the details to it. And then finally, you've just got the dreams board, which is where you can have the images to inspire you to keep coming back to. You've got the life assessment, which you just answer the questions and score yourself out of 10, and then that will give you a visual score up here. And finally, if you're struggling to decide what it is you really want, you can look at this goal hint section, which is going to give you loads of different ideas for the different areas of your life that you could set as goals for this ambitions part and the ultimate desires. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for joining the program. If you have any questions, email us at hi@strive.io, and really take the time to make this, because once it's created, it creates such power and energy knowing what your plan is for each area of your life and living a more balanced, holistic, fulfilled life. So you've made a great decision by investing in it. It is a bit of time to set up, but good things always are difficult. If it was all easy, everybody would already have done it. So definitely watch the other videos that are going to go into more detail of each of these sections, and any questions you can ask in the Facebook group, which I always respond to, or email at hi@strive.io, and also check out our other products, the Performance Lab and our most advanced program, our newest one, the Strive X program, if you're really looking to make a significant transformation in your life.